My name is Rhapsody and welcome back to Let's Spire. It's time to go with the silent. I like the idea of getting an expertise deck going super smoothly. Ooh, I actually don't like any of these options at the moment. 1, 2, 3. So there's no way that I can snipe this boss with 1 HP on it. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, there's no way I can snipe these elites. So I'm actually not going to be able to snipe out an elite with the enemies only have 1 HP in next combat. If I took the curse in 250, I could get to this, and in fact, that's probably the lineup I'm going for. And it'll give me some power to negotiate this second one, because otherwise I'm going to have some difficulty with it. Or I could obtain a random rare card. I'm going to go with the 250. And I'm going to need something pretty powerful in that shop to make up for what I just did. Really unfortunate to have neutralize as well as not 3 strikes in that opening hand, because it means my next hand is not going to have neutralize, so I'm going to need to use... Oh, fucking Survivor is the bottom card of my deck. That's the worst. It guarantees, effectively, that I'm going to take damage in this fight. Really didn't want to. Here I'm going to take another hit just so that I can slow down the fight or lower the chances of me taking more damage. I'm hoping for neutralized double strike in this next hand. That's not neutralized double strike at all. So there's 1 more damage for me, and then double strike. 5 damage on the first fight is not encouraging. It is worth noting 3 of that damage was a consequence of regret. So that was always pretty much going to happen. Take Noxious Fumes. I'm going to have to lose the 5 max HP here. Especially considering I'm about to go for 3 elites. I can't afford to fill my deck with curses. And I especially can't afford to take any extra damage. So the 17 damage sometimes I'll take as the Ironclad, but definitely not here. You're going to be down to 15 at the end of the next turn. Alright, we should be fine. Pretty much any aggression the next hand is fine. And this means we actually will be able to end the fight before the Spike Slime forces us to take damage again to our Regret, which must have been in the bottom 2 cards there. Bane. Bane's actually going to be really, really good at taking out these bosses for me because I am going to have Noxious Fumes active. Didn't upgrade either of the ones that I really wanted upgraded there, unfortunately. Goddamn Regret. Ugh. Oh, we're running on a low amount of HP here. Not particularly pleased about it. That is to say, a low amount of HP considering we're about to go into 3 elites in a row. So yeah, for that circumstance, I would consider it quite low. Alright, at least we're not going to take any more damage here. Well, as long as we don't get defend, 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 and regret. Beautiful. Thank you for the regen potion. That's actually going to be huge. Against any of the bosses on the first floor, Piercing Wail isn't actually massive. It does about as much as a defend. And it'll bloat my deck a little. So I'm not going to take it. Okay. That's a really crummy opening hand here. I'm going to use a regen, because otherwise I'm going to walk out of this fight. Well, I'm not going to walk out of this fight. I'm going to limp out of this fight, let's say. See how I've got all of my attacks there? Specifically, my Noxious Fumes, I really would have wanted to have an opening hand there. And then I would have wanted to have Bane later. Thankfully, our opponent's opening up with Skull Bash rather than opening up with something ridiculous like a 14 hit. That said, if they now 14 hit... Nope, they followed it up with a Skull Bash. That's actually really good. That's the best you can get. Debating whether or not I use Survivor here. Yeah. So I'm strengthening my opponent by 2, and thanks to my vulnerability, that means 3. So I'm protecting myself against 8 damage, but is it ultimately going to lessen the amount of turns that my opponent takes? So I've taken... At the end of this turn, I will have taken 6 extra damage as a result of having used that Survivor, but I will have defended 8, so I'm still positive by 2. Now that Bane's on the bottom of my deck, this means that this was the correct play. I saved 2 HP by doing that. Blue Candle, sure, I can burn something out of my deck here. And with my current deck, Flying Knee is not horrible. Alright, here's our shop, the one that I was pinning all of my hopes on, and there's Sadistic Nature, which is actually ridiculous. Sadistic Nature, Omamori, and then I remove a curse from my deck. But the thing is, I actually have Blue Candle, so I can remove curses from my deck actively. Do I need to take Omamori? Do I need to remove a curse from my deck? Yeah, because I can't afford the HP to actually spend on them. Yeah. So even though I have Blue Candle, I'm going to let Blue Candle be like a worst case contingency plan rather than, you know, my plan. Okay, thankfully, Survivor is still in my next hand, so I should have a reasonably defensive next hand. Again, it sucks that I didn't have Noxious Fumes in my opening hand, but oh, that's a lot of damage. That would have been a really good opening hand, in fact. Sadistic Nature now means anytime anyone takes a poison from my Noxious Fumes, they're going to take 3 damage. Obviously, not 3 damage to the poison, but 3 damage to the fumes. So now that sentry is going to die before it ever does anything. I'll survive to remove that strike. And I can kill you to prevent you from actually putting any extra days in my deck. I'm actually going to do that. I don't want any extra days in my deck. With 2 enemies left on the field, as long as I just draw a reasonable amount of block per turn, I should be fine. Since I can weaken you and defend... Actually, a lot more fine than it looks like I am. Okay. Get me the defend plus, please. Oh, no, that's fine. Got me 2 defenses and the ability to kill one of you, so that's fine. Alright. Alright. For sniping bosses, this is going really, really well. And then next turn, you're dead. You take 2 extra damage due to the Noxious, and then 3 extra damage due to the... Yeah. Due to the Sadistic Nature. It's going to be Survivor, just so that I have... Like, 1 energy can give me such a large block. I don't know if I want any of these. Closest would be Doppelgangster. Yeah, I don't... Oh, fuck yes. Now Doppelgangster's a lot better. Alright. Let's use this. I got Sadistic in my opening hand. That's pretty good. But it is going to be rough to survive this. My opponent could actually start out with an attack that will almost kill me. And there it does. I am going to have to use a defense there. Thankfully, I'm not weakened yet. That's the weakening hit. 1, 2, 3. If I defend, I might actually die. Whereas this means any attack in my next hand will save me. See? I would have died. I would have died if I didn't use that attack, because I wouldn't have had enough damage here. Quite proud of myself for that working. None of those either. Obviously, now I need to rest at my next camp. I can't. Scour by Flames means that I would run into the Sentinels if I searched and then the monster returned. It would kill me. It would 100% definitely kill me. In fact, these are quite likely to kill me, so... Alright, 1, 2... I'm fully defended. Hopefully they both go for a grow next turn, because that I can definitely deal with. They both go for a grow. Beautiful. Okay, you're dead. And now you're set up. Beautiful. This one's going to die because it's going to get the initial damage from being poisoned, being from sadistic, and then it takes the poison at the end of the round. Fuck yes. That worked out really well. Outmaneuver is now ridiculous because we have Ice Cream. I'm going to rest, but hopefully I don't have to rest at the next one. I'd love to take Panache, but this is just another remove a card from my deck. Expertise would also be really, really nice. Hang on, let's have a look at our deck. Yeah, but it's not going to be useful. I mean, it would be. It's still just remove a card from my deck. I need to increase the consistency of my opening draw, having the cards that I need, like my ongoing big hitters, like the Sadistic Nature and the Noxious Fumes. Speaking of, in a long, prolonged fight, Noxious Fumes the best card in my deck, so let's take that. Unfortunately, my 2 upgraded defenses were in that hand, which is not that good for me. Use an outmaneuver here. It just means I'm going to take some damage here. Also, I still haven't got my Noxious Fumes up as rough. If I accept 1 damage here, I get to save 1 energy. I think I have to do that. Beautiful. It's unfortunate because you want to be defensive to win this fight, but I can't do that. I need to be super aggressive. And my aggression builds over time, but that's also not a great way to win this fight. Okay. Thankfully, we're halfway through the enemy's HP. But now they're starting to put burns in our deck, which is going to make our deck much less consistent. I also need to upgrade maneuver as soon as possible. Outmaneuver, rather. It really sucks that I just drew my 2 largest defenses, because the turn after next, my opponent's going to do a large amount of damage. Yeah. I think I'm actually just dead to that, right? Mm-hmm. That really freaking sucks. That's also a really high roll, right? That's 3 times 7, and then they get the +4 on top of that. And I had all of my defenses on the turn prior where my opponent wasn't actually attacking. That really sucked. All right, let's go again. I don't think it was wrong to not rest before that boss. I think, in fact, if I had rested, I would have done much less damage consistently with the Noxious Fumes. I might have lost. It's random common relic 1,000. Ooh, random rare relic for all of my gold. Yeah. I'm also going to dodge the 2 elite track over here. There's a 2 elite track, but there are so many question marks and rests on this side that I think it's going to weigh out for me. So we're going to go random rare relic. I mean, that's actually an offering that you often get, right? Lose all gold, gain 14 max HP. Well, it's 16, actually. So I kind of got screwed out of 2. But I'll live and let live on that one. Double defense, normal strike. I'm fine to take this one slow. Since we have neutralize and we have survivor, we actually line up pretty well against the enemy here. In terms of defending ourselves and being able to attack on the same turn. Okay, that's another 12. And yep, there's a defender and a survivor. I can take the fight out as long as I like. And now triple strikes the kill. Beautiful. No damage taken. Thank you very much. Escape plan has no negative effect on any deck archetype. So, that sucks. There's Sadistic Nature, there's Ninja Scroll, there's Matryoshka, there's a card removal, and I can't take any of them. I obviously wasn't planning on the first question mark place being a shop. Oh, fuck off. Oh, this is... Now it's actually just rubbing it in. Another shop? Could have been. That's super lame. Escape. Double stab survivor. Easiest thing I've ever done in my life. Unfortunately, I didn't get more aggression in this hand, because I actually want all of those defenses for the next hand, because my opponent's going to buff up, and then probably do like an 11 with a defense. Oh, 10 with a defense. That's so different to what I said. I know I had 1 energy left, but an attack would have done 6 damage, and my opponent had 6 blocks, so it doesn't matter. Here, 1 damage actually gets through. Can you not give me all of my defenses on turns where I need my attacks? Please, game. You are screwing me here. That's 17 damage. I'm not going to be able to protect against that. And then my opponent's not going to block after this, so then I can hit them. So I took 2 damage over the course of this fight? Sure. Flying knee and backflip are both amazing, but I found in that fight that I was really, really lacking aggression, so I'll take a flying knee. I'm gonna take 3 fire potions, because then I can just blow up one of the people that I end up facing. Neutralize is always the first upgrade, unless you already have something way better than it. Getting that weakness for 2 turns is ridiculous. So I have 60 damage already in hand, courtesy of my explosives. Hopefully I only have to use like 1 or 2 in this fight. Yeah, I don't want to use all 3. That's really unfortunate. Still have to use all 3 if I want to kill. Hopefully the next turn just has a bunch of aggression. Two to prevent 6? No. I've got a strike in the next hand. I'll just use 1. Why have you given me all the aggression on this turn? I'm only 2 short now. Still, I want to prevent 15 damage. Actually, I think Neutralize may have... Was Neutralize still in my deck, or did I just use Neutralize? Yikes. I might have screwed that up. I'm going to now reject a bunch of cards so I can get extra max HP from Singing Bowl. Obviously, the cards that I think I'm going to keep forever are the ones that I am going to upgrade because they're more reliable. Regal Pillow, thanks for nothing, video game. So I've got maximum HP and I've got ways to heal, but I don't really have anything that helps me in battle. And I'm going into battle. I'm going to need just, like, stronger potions. I mean, these are pretty strong potions. They actually might be too powerful for me. I'm actually interested in trying to make this a Flechette's deck. Let's look on balance. 1, 2... I mean, on balance, I have half and half. So if I draw Flechettes in a hand, on average, it's going to do 8 damage because it'll work twice. But if I take Flechettes, I can start curating my deck to only have triggers for it. Oh, I also didn't even think about the fact that it is going to be really, really good in fights like this, where I get it in the opening hand, because my opening hand is larger. That was stupid. I should have used Flechettes first. I would have done 2 more damage. That was really dumb on my part. I even thought about it before I did that in the wrong order, and then I still did it in the wrong order, because I'm just not a good person. Those self-critical comments are intentionally overtopped, by the way. Okay, now you're gonna split. Get another weak knee in there. Beautiful. I could have used the bomb to prevent this whole separation business. I'm hoping it wasn't necessary. Oh god, I have a lot of strikes in the next hand. Alright, if I get 3 strikes, I might actually use 1 bomb on the back line. Really? Alright, I'm weakened, of course. That super sucks. Keep forgetting that I'm weakened. I'm still going to keep the bomb for a bit. Alright, there we go. Acrobat. Sure. Oh, this is bad. Oh, this is bad. Should have done a weakness on one of these two. This is why this is rather a fight that is one of the reasons why you want to pick up AoE early. So that this fight just doesn't dunk you out of existence. Problem is, if I use acrobatics here, I'm going to draw Flying Knee, and then I won't be able to use it. These are both going to weaken me, so Flying Knee is going to go from 11 damage to 8 damage. So that plus a strike will kill one of them. Because the strike goes from 6 to 4. Flechette's only would have done 6 damage, so I couldn't have killed both this turn. Not enough, but... Yep. If it drew another strike, it would be. Leg sweep's fine. I can remove another card from my deck here. When I say another, I do mean a card. This is the first. And now I start removing strikes. Flechette's getting better as I do this, obviously. So I'm getting fewer attacks and more defenses. More defenses, more skills. That's a lot of damage. Flechettes should be my first upgrade. Then probably leg sweep. Obviously, I've already upgraded Neutralize because Neutralize is always the first upgrade. But I'm talking about past that, past the obvious point. Awesome. If I can find a way to guarantee Flechettes in my opening hand, so that is the Relic Bottled Flame, allows you to choose an attack card. That attack card's always in your opening hand. I would definitely... Oh, there we go. Second strike. Beautiful. I would definitely choose the Flechettes. Blur isn't horrible. I do need some more defense. And especially if Flechette's is effectively going to be my only offense. Sure. Eventually, Flechette's is going to be my only offense in this deck. That's the plan, at least. By the way, Regal Pillow, heal an additional 15 HP when you rest. You can rest at a bonfire in order to heal 30% of your maximum HP, and this would just add 15 on top of that, flat. Singing Bowl, whenever you skip a card, increase your max HP by 2, and Mango, increase your max HP by 14. I generally ran over, like, the idea of what they do before, but I didn't run over the, like, specifics of it. So here, 1 energy for 30 damage. That's pretty good. I could also Acrobatics first. I should actually probably do that. Yeah. Now it's doing 36. See, the thing about this is, even though I'm about to take 9 damage, it's better to go for full offense there. Because I need to deal a lot of damage to Slime Boss really early. Because otherwise, he's going to attack me before he splits. I can just throw a bomb at him. Alright, there's 35. I can prevent you doing damage right now. But the thing is, your splits still might actually kill me. So I'm going to throw a fire potion in here to weaken your splits. That is to say, it splits into 2 minions with the same HP, and then each of those, when they get below half HP, split into a minion with the same HP. So this is my best way of proactively damaging them. Okay, I'm already defended this turn. Unfortunately, I'm going to be made more frail here. Thankfully, I'm not being weakened by the Acid Slime in the backline. Alright, at least I get Acrobatics and Flechettes in the same hand. So now I can Acrobatics. Discard that. And then Flechettes is 18. I'm actually just going to kill this backliner. Despite all of the skills I have in my deck, Escape Plan is constantly drawing me attacks. Like, the very few attacks that I have in my deck, it's just drawing them every time. Hopefully, the Spike Slime decides to attack next turn, because I'm already mostly defended. Beautiful. Alright, give me not wounds, please. Alright, guess I'm just continuing to weaken you. Thing is, that weaken gets purged when the Spike Slime splits, so... God, there's a lot of wounds in this deck. Or is that all of them? Nope, still 2 more in there. Yeah, this is what I was worried about. Flechette's coming up in a hand that doesn't really have much to do with it. I still don't want to use the explosion, but it's possible that I can use it at some point here. 2 strikes kills. Or We're 1 damage. 1 damage short. Hell yeah. Got him. So you want to know the shitty thing about this? This is going to be a build that has pretty much purely skills in it, and Wraith form is still not good. It costs way too much to do. I'm still taking it because I'm going to try and get set up in this deck so that I can play it, but still, it costs too much. Oh, wow. Really? I think I have to take Velvet Choker despite the fact that I think it's going to fuck me. That hurt. Oh, that hurt. Alright, now I can't go with, like, mana degenerate. I can't go with any degenerate kind of stuff yet. Well, yet. Anymore, I mean. Alright. Because I can only play 6 cards in a single turn, but this does give me extra energy. Let's get Wraith form active. Drop a pretty big Flechette. Need to upgrade Wraith form as soon as possible as well. Unfortunately, now we're frail, which is going to make it really difficult to defend against this. Are you kidding me? Actually going to use the explosion here to prevent 20 damage. Thankfully, I just had enough to do that. Cloak and Dagger is actually really nice in a Flechette build because it gives you defense, but it's also an attack. Alright. Oh. Ooh, this is hard. I don't like losing HP, but I'm about to go to a shop. Alright. I wish I'd done it one more time now, because then I could take Ginger and Apotheosis. I think it's Apotheosis out of those, and maybe Flechettes. Yeah, it's Apotheosis, Flechettes, card removal. Shuffle your discard. No, that doesn't actually help me that much in this build. I think the upgrade of that is draw 2, though. Which would. Do I take a Cloak and Dagger? I don't think I do. Do I? No. I will take a regen potion, though, to try and make up the HP they gave away. I'm going to fully defend myself, but I'm also going to use an energy potion to do 2 attacks here. Because otherwise I'm going to find it real difficult to kill both of these in time. In fact, I'm already going to find that real difficult. Hopefully they both do another attack, rather than both deciding to defend now. They both decided to defend. That was the worst case scenario. And I get both of my Flechettes. Fuck off, really? I got both of my Flechettes in the same hand with another attack. The rest of my deck is just skills. Ugh. I could have done that better. I forgot that I have... oh, fuck. Velvet Choker actually makes that Cloak and Dagger really, really dangerous to play because it's 3 cards. I pretty much need to use acrobatics right now and just draw those Flechettes. I'll discard Wraith form. Flechettes for a bunch of damage, Cloak and Dagger, and then throw a Shiv. Beautiful. Another acrobatics is really good. Sure. Let's go for the elites. If escape plan draws acrobatics, alright, I'm gonna try. Drew blur. But it still didn't lower the amount of damage that we're gonna do. Alright, good. I was considering using the regen potion, but I'm really hoping this fight doesn't go that long. Give me both acrobatics and the Flechettes in this hand, please. That's Flechettes. 1 kill. I mean, this is doing a lot better than a lot of decks are doing by this point. Especially considering how gimmicky it is. Alright, there's both Flechettes. That's what I was looking for. 24 and 24. That's not actually lethal on anything, is it? Fuck. Yeah, I heavily mismanaged that. That's my best defense, and I've just screwed up the rest of my deck. And now I'm stalling. You don't want to stall against these. They just get stronger every turn. Yeah, I made a mistake. Thankfully, I'm going to have block for this turn and a little bit left over for next turn. And considering the weakens that I've dropped out, this is still kind of fine for a while. Ouch. Yeah, I really, really blew that. I might not be able to avoid taking any damage in this fight, though, as a result. Unless I can just blow up this cultist right now. Which I can. Sure. Alright, that was ridiculous. That was the perfect draw there. We've been drawing pretty much perfectly this entire fight. I can't say anything against that. It's been pretty much phenomenal the entire time. Dodge and roll's good, but I don't have any dexterity increasing in my deck yet, and I need that first. Oh, I hate this. I think I have to Apotheosis then Flechette. Reason being, I need damage here. I'm just not getting it. And it's going to be really difficult to get ongoing. I think I should have used the strength potion ages ago here. Yeah, I definitely should have. And probably the regen potion as well. I fucked up the opening to this, definitely. I would have done so much more damage. Let's get a Wraith form out. Just while it's relatively safe. Sure, I'm going to take a little damage here and put another wound in my deck, unfortunately, but c'est la vie. And now we completely defended. Beautiful. Alright. That leg sweep is actually doing serious work in this deck. The amount of weakness it's allowing me to push out is pretty phenomenal. Courier is good. Setup. So here's the thing about setup. I'm going to put my Wraith form and my setup in the same hand, and then I'm going to set up the Wraith form, and then I'm going to draw it, and I'm going to cast it for 0, and then it's going to be good. I can't take a curse in this deck. Blood Vial's pretty good. Depends on our opener as to how we go in this fight. Apotheosis is a really good opener. I think I might have actually just defended all incoming damage there. Delicious. And I've got 2 ongoing weakens actives. This is quite good. Setup is gonna start really stretching the edges of this Velvet Choker. Unfortunately, we're also about to become vulnerable, so life is about to get real difficult for us. I really can't afford to put the Wraith form down there. As much as I desperately want to, I desperately can't afford to. We did have a pretty good opener there, though. Despite the fact that we didn't get Wraith form in the same hand as the... Damage? Not yet. Eight block, 8/5 is... No. Okay, it's definitely Survivor. Sure. Unfortunately, we didn't get Setup and Wraith form in the same hand, but that's also going to be rough to do unless I'm using Acrobatics to specifically put them in the same hand. That's unfortunate. I have to take some damage here, and Wraith form is still on the bottom of my deck. The turn after the setup as well. And we should be good for the rest of the fight. That was an amazing, amazing turnout for this specific deck against this enemy. I didn't think we would have got out this relatively unscathed. Perfect. Setup, Wraith form, escape plan, Wraith form for free. And here's what I'm talking about. Velvet Choker is now triggered. I knew it was going to start happening to us. Especially due to this Cloak and Dagger. Okay. Happy Flower's a pretty good relic. I don't know if I want another Flechette in this deck. I definitely don't want another Maneuver, and I definitely don't want Infinite Blades. Infinite Blades will give me another card every single turn that costs 0, which means Velvet Choker is going to be harder to prevent activating. Outmaneuver gives me more energy for the next turn, and more energy means I'm going to be playing more cards, and then Velvet Choker will activate and hurt me. And then Flechette, I already have 2 in my deck. I don't actually want a third. I do just want those 2, and then a bunch of defenses. I'm not saying that is the ideal setup, by the way, just to have those 2 and then a bunch of defenses. I'm just saying that's what I want to do. Alright, that ordering was the maximum damage that I could have done there, and it's put Wraith form back on top of the deck. Okay. Thankfully, the Wraith form hits will not count as attacks, so I can just cast all of my stuff first and then attack. If I attacked first, then the Wraith form hits would have gone against the 3 block that my opponent had accrued. So it would have done less damage. I mean, it's going to be this Apotheosis, then a bunch of defenses, so sure. Defense the Wanth, and then defense the Tooth. What do you mean that's not how you count? Alright, 1 Flechettes will do it. Or actually just 3 abilities will. Oh, no, it won't, right? Because the abilities were... Yeah, the Wraith form wasn't hit with Apotheosis before I played it. Terra's fine. Alrighty then. Well, obviously Apotheosis after we use Flechettes, because this Flechettes is already upgraded, so Apotheosis is counting as a skill for that Flechettes. Then... There's the setup. Set up Wraith form to the top of the deck. Acrobat. Put Terra back on top. Play Wraith form. I really want to use Flechettes, but that'll take 5 damage for me. Fine. I'll play Blur. This is going to get me 3 block for the next turn as well, which is going to be important because my defense gain has just been lowered through this fragility. That is an amazingly shitty hand for a deck that's almost all skills. Just saying. Then I'm going to set up a defend to the top of my deck. I'm going to use my playing of a bunch of defenses to kill the enemy here. And obviously to protect myself while I do it. Fine, I'll also just kill. That's the final card draw I put in this deck. You know what? I'm going to rest. I think that's actually going to be essential for me to live. Don't want any of those. Now, what do I upgrade? It's got to be Terra, because I always play Terra as soon as possible. Especially if it costs 0, I'll always be playing it as soon as possible. Unfortunately... Oh no, this is the Collector. I would play Terra as soon as possible. That's good. Set up Wraith form to the top of the deck. Also actually going to use 2 potions here because I have no AoE. So if I don't kill this Collector pretty soon, I'm going to regret it because I'm not going to be able to kill his friends easily. I'm pretty much just going to try and defend against his friends. Have them die incidentally while I'm doing other things. This is probably the worst fight that I could have been put in here. Second worst would have been the Automaton, whatever its name is. And then the easiest would have been the Champion. By a country mile. Fucking hate what I just did. Velvet Choker. See, this is the concern that I always have when I pick up Velvet Choker on the Silent. Like with the Ironclad, this happens less commonly. But here, if I don't kill the Collector first, I cannot kill these Torch Heads and then focus on the Collector. It's not actually going to be possible for me to do. But unfortunately, I rely on playing a lot of cards in a single turn, and I'm being prevented from doing that. I'm going to need, like, an amazing turn to kill this Collector. I think I'm just dead here. In fact... yeah, I'm just dead. Like, it's going to take all of my damage to kill one of them. I should have used the Survivor on the Defend beforehand, because if it hit the front target, I wouldn't have had to waste 4 damage on them. I'm pretty sure, even if I was targeting these from the start, I would have lost. Ah, didn't hit the right target. Oh, I'd still be dead. Even if the Wraith form killed the front line, I'd still die here. Oh well. It was an interesting build. Velvet Choker was just the worst mana manipulation that we could have gotten for that build. We got it. Can't remember what it was up against, but I remember the other 2 options were worse. Or I felt they were worse. How did I end up with Velvet Choker? That said, one cool thing we found in that build is the setup is pretty much the only way to make Wraith form playable, but it works. Like, it was actually quite common that I could do that, especially with all the acrobats drawing throughout my entire deck. For the moment, let me just say that my name has been Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Slam the Spire. The name of the enemy has been the Collector. The name of the character I was playing has been the Silent. The name of you is Bobblelaw. That wasn't stuttering. That was Bobblelaw. Your name is Bobblelaw. And God, I say these names at the end because what are the chances that someone's like, holy shit, that's my name? I don't think it's gonna happen. I gotta be honest. I don't think it's gonna happen with Bobblelaw. But if it has, then what were the odds of that? Hell yeah! Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we will see you next time.